Recognize if you want to be wealthy, you have to be providing a product or a service which provides a product.
Welcome to Unstoppable Podcast with Harry Sardinas, inspiring conversations with influential millionaires, investors, thought leaders, entrepreneurs who are making a massive difference with their innovative products and services, and sharing the challenges and the wisdom of how they sold their first million.
How would you like to achieve your first million? And today we have a special guest, Howard Pearl, which is the CEO of Charitable Adult Rides and Services, CARS. So, Howard, tell us, what are the 5 steps to make the first million?
Oh my God, Harry, such enthusiasm. And you get right to it, don't you? Let's go. We got to make that first million.
Okay. Yes. Tell us. We're looking forward to hear from you.
Well, everybody has their own way. And I think probably one of the first and most important rules, if there are such a thing as rules, right? But the guidelines, if you will, the kind of direction, I think people need to understand in life is that, look, the rewards in life are in direct proportion to the amount of service you provide to your fellow man. That's it. You cannot make something from nothing. You can try, and you can even have a temporary success until people find that behind it there's no substance. So one, recognize if you want to be wealthy, you have to be providing a product or a service which provides a product, period. So that's it. The law of nature, the balance says, if you keep your eyes on the service instead of the reward bucket fills on its own, all right? It's like water, seeks its own level. The service you put in fills the other bucket. So this is really important, no matter who you are or where you are. In the smallest category, the restaurant that serves the best food is always busy. If you have a restaurant and it's not busy, taste your food. Same thing with your product. If you have a product or a service and you say it's fantastic and nobody's using it, why? My marketing is no good. I would first determine if your product is good. Because if your product is good, people will find you. You don't have to find them. The guy who invented the telephone in North America, the guy named Alexander Graham Bell, in the beginning, they all told him he was crazy. No one is going to be able to speak to another human being if you can't see them. They gave him every reason in the world why it wouldn't work. And the man looked at his naysayers and said to them, my friends, in life, that which deserves to live lives. That which deserves not to live does not live. We're back to, if your product or your service is of value, people will seek you out. Don't go chasing the people. Chase the product, chase the service, chase the idea, make it good, and people will join you. They will become enthusiastic with you. And that is sort of rule number 2. Be enthusiastic. And there's many ways to be enthusiastic, but the beginning step is to believe in what you're doing. You have to understand that what you're doing is providing a genuine service, that you are providing to the people something that is of value, and they will exchange their money for your value. You continue to provide value, they'll continue to provide money. Eventually, the money piles up, and so does the reputation. And then you have to grow in order to meet the demand of more people. Enthusiasm, belief in your product, absolutely key, right? You must be able to define it, not just in your head, but in your heart. You have to be able to know what it is you're talking about. And I don't care whether you're providing, you are a knife sharpener, but you are the best knife sharpener. They're going to come from 2 blocks away to bring their knives. Okay, they will come from other cities, because the ones that invest in custom knives that are believing their knives are the most important thing to them. They are chefs, and they'll come to you no matter if you are the best. So
absolutely,
whether you can be the best, it doesn't matter. What matters is that you never stop trying to be the best. Consistent improvement, consistent research into making your product better instead of wider is also really key and very, very, I think, important. Clear, consistent, and simple communication with your business partners, with your suppliers, who, by the way, are more important than your customers. All right. You need to treat every single individual that you run into, with respect. Because people understand the respect that you give to people is the respect you have for yourself. If you treat people like they are just ATM machines for you, they're just bank machines for you, right? Then they will sense that your objective is to get their money, not to provide again back to the service and the belief in the service. So you really have to make sure that you are focused again on the right process, which is respecting your people, respecting yourself, and providing a service. And it may take you an extra week or month or year to get there. But if you believe in what you're doing, and if you can prove the value and you can sustain, then you will have victory. Look at people in lives. There's so many stories of people who, they were school teachers, or they were, they were mechanics, or they were, had jobs in the government or administrative jobs. They were bankers, whatever. And they didn't really start their entrepreneurial journey until they were 40 or 50 years of age. And all of a sudden they became uber wealthy because of something that they stumbled across later in life.
Mm.
And things change. Jeff Bezos, wasn't wealthy and didn't have, Amazon before there was an internet. So things changed. The internet came along and the opportunity came. And then what came again? COVID, which is a horrible thing, but created another opportunity for that to double and triple again. So always be on the lookout for what is happening in the world around you and in your community. In other words, okay, rule number 3, curiosity. You must always be curious about what is going on in your space around the product or service that you do. Who is doing the same thing? Who is doing something similar? Who is coming from behind with something that may affect what is happening in global politics, regional politics, that may change the need for my product? Or if I have this and I alter it a little bit because of this is coming, I can have this market and this market. And it's totally different. Pardon me, I have a perfect example. I am mentoring a young man who has created a product with all this writing on the backboard. There are the things we're figuring out for him. He has an incredible market to provide a safety product for young people who are using rideshare, Lyft, Uber, and all these things, right? And there's a lot of problems, a lot of assaults, a lot of challenges with these. So they were looking for some secure product, and he came up with a brilliant idea. But as it turns out, the bigger market is not for the young people, not for people on the university campus, not these young girls that Uber drivers are saying, well, if you want to get out, you have to kiss me before I open the door. These kinds of. Turns out that the biggest market is the seniors.
Mm-hmm.
Seniors who are either using taxis or who are using rideshare or elder transportation. They're the ones that that need the kind of machinery that he has put together, which follows them and lets people know where they are, and using secret language to alert police and to the fact that they're in trouble. Amazing. But so what happened is he didn't just double the market; he tripled the market by finding not just one segment, but the segment he discovered totally by accident was big. But that came from curiosity.
Mm-hmm. Wow.
So you must be curious.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, be interested in people and what are they doing, and what is the market doing, and how will it affect the things that you're doing. Okay, number 4. What do you think number 4 is? Number 4, tenacity. Be tenacious, be focused, and be committed. You want to make a lot of money? I'm sorry, there's no such thing as a free lunch, as I'm sure many of you are learning. There is no easy route. There is no shortcut. There is no fast money. There is no big win, unless by mischance, and it is totally by mischance. There is no God which is going to drop in your lap the lotto ticket, which is going to give you 14 billion, right? And chances are, if you get it that way, you're going to be miserable and broke in 10 years anyway. That's what the statistics are showing us, right? That which you get for nothing is worth nothing. So you must be focused and tenacious. This is critical and this is important. Rule number 5. And I saved maybe the best for last. In knowing I was talking to you today, I wanted to bring a copy of this, one of my favorite books, to the table.
Well, I like the title, yeah.
Okay. So this is a book. It's called Gratitude Diaries. It is written, it's in many languages. It's written by a woman named Janice Kaplan. I've come to know Janice very well. We've become good friends over the years. I currently employ about 160 people. And before you are signed on to work here, part of the onboarding process is you must read this book.
Wow, very good.
Okay. It's a simple read. It's an easy read. It has saved marriages. It has changed lives. And it gives you a much happier perspective on your life. It's a critical book. In my business, both in our buildings and the people who work remote all across America, there are only 2 words which are really, really, really important. This is for your workforce. And it doesn't cancel out these 5 basic rules that we talked about. But it is an operational must. And those 2 words are, can you guess what those words are? What do you think, Harry? What do you think one of those words would be?
To the team, to be multitask.
Okay, well, this is an operational perspective, and certainly multitasking is important. But the 2 words that are most important to me for the people that work with me are, 1, in this order, gratitude, and the second is margin.
Okay.
No money, no mission, right? So you have to express gratitude to your customers, gratitude to your family for the support they give you, gratitude for your friends who put up with your babbling nonsense about getting rich and working 27 hours a day.
Absolutely.
And no, I'm not going for a beer because I'm going to do this and I'm going to be gratitude and margin.
Yeah.
So these are the things which have been important to me. And you have to be smart. So I mean, if you open up the word margin, you have to study, what does that mean? It doesn't mean just selling it for more than you pay for it. It means being able to buy it better, create it better, create better value. I can get better margin if I give greater value. And so we're back to the beginning, right? Where we talk about, ethics and focus and value and so on. So those are the things which come to mind when I think about, how did I get where I am, or how did I do the things that I've accomplished in life? And believe me, I've had a lot of failure. Everybody says, "Oh, you've done so well," and now you are running, one of these large nonprofits and dealing with, with the Red Cross and dealing with St. Jude Children Research and dealing with this one and that and Shriners and all the. But it didn't come because I woke up and somebody said, "Oh, here, you go do this today." I'll go do this today. I mean, I'm 74. I've been pushing the boulder up the hill with my friend Sisyphus here, for a long time before it got easy.
Follow us for more interviews with world's most influential, audacious entrepreneurs that overcame challenges and adversity, providing you with the blueprint of how they sold their first million so you can grow your business exponentially.